Claire insisted they meet Daniel again. This time, not at the house. At his clinic. She said he would listen there. Away from the memories in the house. Away from his fear. The clinic was in central London, modern and bright, smelling faintly of antiseptic and coffee. Daniel was in his office when they arrived. He looked exhausted. He had clearly not slept. The moment he saw the metal box in Claire's hands, he went pale. He didn't speak. Claire placed it on his desk and opened it. The letters were stacked inside. For several seconds, he simply stared. Then he reached for the first one. The room became silent except for the soft rustle of paper. Amina watched his face change. At first confusion. Then disbelief. Then grief so sharp it looked physical. He read in silence. One letter. Then another. And another. At the 5th, his hands began to tremble. At the 10th, he removed his glasses and covered his eyes. At the 15th, tears fell onto the page. He did not wipe them. Amina had imagined this moment many times during the flight. She thought she would feel anger. She thought she would want answers. But watching him break under the weight of 20 years stolen from him, all she felt was sadness. When he reached the letter about her 5th birthday, he stopped. His shoulders shook once. Then again. He placed the paper down carefully and looked at Amina. For the first time, not as a stranger. Not as a threat. As someone who might belong to him. His voice was barely audible.
How old were you when she taught you to read?
The question caught her off guard. Amina blinked. 6. His breath caught. A broken smile appeared through tears.
That was our argument. She wanted to teach our children at 5. I said 6.
The room went still. A detail no one else could know. A memory too small to fake. He looked at her face again, and something gave way. He stood, walked around the desk, and for a long moment neither moved. Then Daniel pulled her into his arms. Amina froze. She had not been held like that since the day her mother died. His embrace was careful, as if he feared she might disappear. When he stepped back, his face had changed. The years of uncertainty were gone. Only regret remained. But before anyone could speak, the office door opened. A nurse entered, nervous. Dr. Hart, there's someone here asking for you. Daniel frowned. The nurse hesitated, then said the name. Samuel. Amina's heart stopped. The room turned toward the door. And standing there, wearing the same dark cap from the funeral, was the man from the photograph. He looked directly at Amina, then at Daniel, and smiled. Not warmly, like someone who had waited a very long time for this exact moment. Then he said,
You finally opened the letters. Good. Now, maybe you're ready for the truth your wife still hasn't told you.
Daniel's face hardened. Claire went white. Amina looked at Claire in shock. Because for the first time, Claire would not meet her eyes. Which meant Samuel was right. She was hiding something. The air in Daniel's office changed the moment Samuel stepped inside. It wasn't just tension. It was recognition. Like two sides of a story finally colliding in the same room. Samuel closed the door behind him slowly. Too slowly. As if he wanted everyone to feel the weight of what was coming. Daniel's voice was sharp.
Who are you?
Samuel didn't answer immediately. Instead, his eyes drifted to Amina, then to Claire, then back to Daniel. Finally, he spoke. You should ask her, he said calmly, pointing at Claire. Silence. Claire didn't move. Amina turned to her. For the first time since meeting her, Claire looked completely unguarded. No soft voice. No careful words. Just fear. Daniel noticed too. His expression tightened.
Claire.
He said slowly.
What is he talking about?
Samuel walked further into the room, placing himself where no one could ignore him. I wasn't lying when I said I came here 3 months ago, he said. But I didn't come the first time for DNA tests or stories. He looked at Amina. I came because your mother asked me to. Amina froze. That name again. Her mother. Samuel continued. She sent me letters too. Not the ones in that box. Different ones. Claire's hands clenched slightly. Daniel noticed. Samuel smiled faintly. Oh, she didn't tell you that part either? The room tightened again. Samuel reached into his jacket and pulled out an envelope. Old. Folded. Carefully preserved. He placed it on the desk. This was the last thing she sent before she died. Amina's breath caught. The handwriting was unmistakable. Her mother's. Daniel reached for it, but Claire spoke first. No. Her voice was sharp enough to stop him. Everyone looked at her. And for the first time, Claire's control cracked completely. You don't open that, she said. Daniel stared at her.
What?
Silence. A long one. Then Samuel answered for her. Because if he reads it, he'll know why you married him in the first place. Amina felt her stomach drop. Daniel turned slowly toward Claire.
What does that mean?
Claire's lips parted, but no words came out. Samuel stepped closer. Tell him, he said quietly. Or I will. The room felt smaller now, like the walls were closing in. Claire finally exhaled. And when she spoke, her voice was barely above a whisper. I didn't meet you after your father died, Daniel. He frowned.
That's not true.
It is, she said. Amina watched as Daniel's world started shifting without warning. Claire looked down at her hands. I met you before you ever left for Nigeria. Silence hit the room like a physical force. Samuel nodded once. Go on. Claire's eyes filled, but she didn't stop. You weren't just sent to Nigeria for work, she said. You were sent because your father needed you out of the country. Daniel's breathing changed. Claire continued, faster now, like the truth had been waiting too long. Your father didn't just block letters. He didn't just hide mail. She looked at Samuel. He paid people to watch her. Amina felt her chest tighten. Claire turned to her. Your mother wasn't just waiting for him. She was being watched the entire time. Daniel shook his head. But Claire wasn't finished. And when she found out she was pregnant, she didn't just write those letters to you. A pause. Then the final blow. She wrote one to your father. Daniel went still. Samuel watched him carefully. Claire's voice broke. And that letter is why I married you. Silence. Complete silence. Amina felt like the floor had disappeared under her. Daniel stared at Claire. Daniel shook his head. What are you saying? Claire finally looked at him. Her eyes were wet now. Your father told me if I ever spoke about that letter, your entire career would be destroyed before it even began. A long pause. Then she added, so I married you to protect you from him. Daniel stepped back as if struck. Amina couldn't process it fast enough. Samuel exhaled slowly. There it is, he said. The missing piece. He turned the envelope in his hand. And now we open the last letter. And see what your mother really said in her final days. Amina stepped forward. Her voice trembled. What did she write? Samuel looked at her. Then at Daniel. Then he said the sentence that changed everything again. She didn't say who your father is. He paused. She said, Daniel might not be your father at all.